Hello everyone, this is Visa D application form for Austria. You need to fill it when your intended stay will be exceeding 3 months in Austria. For example, a student coming for masters or other study program in Austria. This has to be filled and submitted after a student gets approval for the residence permit in Austria already. This has to be submitted at VFS office. You can fill it by hand or by any kind of PDF editor of your choice. Here you can see I am using PDF Gear to fill the form. This form shows each line in German and also in English, so pretty easy to follow and fill. Fill the details in block letters and the recommended date format is dd.mm.yyyy. So let's start filling the form now. First is the photo. You have to fix the photo here in this designated box. The specification of the photo is given at the description of the video. Then comes your surname. I am using dummy data here. There is no relation to a real person. You can indicate if you have any surname before your marriage, for example. Then comes your name. Then date of birth. Place of birth as indicated in your passport. Then your current nationality. Indian, for example. Country of birth. If your nationality at birth was different, you can write it here. Then the sex or the gender. Your marital status, single or married. And then the next section is required only if the applicant is less than 18 years old. So in case your children are going to be accompanying you during your studies, you can write the details here. It has to be your name and your nationality. Type of travel document, normally it should be the passport. Which kind of passport you are carrying? Mostly it will be normal passport or ordinary passport. Then you have to fill the passport details here. As indicated in your passport. Issued by, it should be written on your passport. For India, it should be Republic of India. Then your current address. You can decrease the font if required. For example, here. Your telephone number, including the ISD code. If you have any other residence permit, you can indicate it here. Mostly it should be no. Indicate your current occupation. For example, if you are working now at the moment while applying for the visa, you can write it here, your current occupation, and the address of your current employer. You can indicate it over here. Or in case you don't have any job at the moment or you are not working, you can write student. And you can write here the address of the university you are going to. Give the full address if possible. Purpose of the journey, in this case you have to write this specific line: pick up residence permit for studies. Your border crossing point, that means when you are coming to Europe or the Schengen area, what should be your first entry point? You have to indicate it here. So you have to write it here, right here, air travel, Vienna. You are coming by air, by a flight, and your first entry point in Schengen area is Vienna. In this case, you should write this way: air travel Vienna. Visa will be given with single entry, so you have to, most of the time you have to provide single entry here. And the date and the days has to be one maximum of 180 days only. So the visa is granted only for 180 days. By this time you are supposed to collect the residence permit once you reach here with this visa. If you had visas issued during the past 3 years for the Schengen area, you can indicate it here. If not, then you can simply indicate as no. Going to the next point, whether fingerprints were collected previously. So if you had given your fingerprints during the submission of your residence permit, you should say yes here and give the date of the submission date. And here it should be the date for your residence permit application submission. Next section is to be left empty. This is required in case you are applying for transit visa for Schengen area. And then next comes your intended date of arrival. Suppose you want to come on February 2024 on a specific date. I'll write it here. Date of departure is to be left empty in case of student. Here where you will be staying, that means your accommodation address, including the postal code and the city, name of the city. And then here you can write the name of the landlord, and along with that you can give the email address also. You can write the contact number here, including the ISD code. Name and address of the inviting company, it should be your university address. So write the full address of your university here. And then the contact details of the university. Mostly it should be the admission office address or the contact details. So you write here along with the phone number and the email ID. Then about the cost of traveling. Mostly if you are sponsoring by yourself, you can indicate it here. And what should be the form of money or the currencies you will be carrying. So you can indicate all the options here. Few cash maybe, and few credit card or the forex card you will be carrying. And you can indicate if you have already paid for the accommodation. Otherwise you can leave it empty. That's it about the details in the application form. You can write the place and date here and you can sign it over here. That's it. Thank you so much.